When you first heard that Maduro had been captured, what did you think?
In a way, I wasn't shocked. I felt that the possibility of Delta Force showing up at 2 a.m. was very real.
Nicolas Maduro faces drug-related charges in the U.S., and this DEA agent was at the center of the investigation.
What was the most significant evidence against Maduro?
It's a state-sponsored drug trafficking organization, so it's a massive conspiracy.
At Hyundai's sprawling auto plant, more than 1,000 robots work alongside almost 15.
Okay, the networks are down, the equipment is ready, and we've crippled their supplies. Mrs. Rackman has written our check and given us the green light. We're good to finally move on that submarine and stop this threat once and for all. When you're ready, get your crew together and head back to planning.
I just can't believe what my eyes are seeing.
After becoming the youngest U.S. women's figure skating champion at age 13, Alyssa Liu shocked the skating world when she quit 2 years later. Now, Alyssa is the favorite to win gold.
I'm Scott Kelly. I'm Bill Whitaker. I'm Anderson Cooper. I'm John Worthington.
I'm Cecilia Vega. I'm Sharon Alfonsi. Those stories, and in our last minute, astronaut Sunny Williams with a reflection on America from high above. Tonight on 60 Minutes.
Isn't it extraordinary to explore the Caribbean on an award-winning yacht at the forefront of modern luxury? Explore the extraordinary with Emerald Cruises.
One-a-day women's multis are made for your overall health, with nutrients for immunity and energy. So you never miss a beat. One a day, the one for you.
A Chewy pharmacy order is on the way for Cuda. The good boy whose dislike of taking meds is matched only by his love of cheese. So Mom pairs the meds Chewy delivers with the finest fromage.
That bitch can act better than me.
And thanks to Chewy's licensed pharmacists, Mom knows these are quality meds for a quality boy. All Gouda knows is it's delicious. For quality meds at great prices, for life with pets, there's Chewy Pharmacy.
Febreze. When you host, your bathroom can feel like a revolving door. Keep things fresh with Febreze Bathroom. It's an outlet-free air freshener that fights odors for 45 days. So even after every flush, you know your bathroom smells amazing.
Believe me, when it comes to investing, you'll love Carl's Way. Take a left here, please.
But there's a...
Carl's Way is the best way.
Is it? At Schwab, how I choose to invest is up to me.
Exactly. I can invest and trade on my own.
Yes, and I let them manage some investments for me, too.
Let's move on, shall we? No can do.
I'll get out here.
Where are you going?
Schwab.
Schwab, a modern approach to wealth management. These dishes just aren't getting clean.
The problem is it's life cleaner detergent. Yeah, really. I recommend switching to Cascade Platinum Plus. These products dissolve completely, using more soapy, scrubbing, and rinsing action. Plus, the grease-fighting power of Dawn, breaking down up to 100% of Dove stuck-on foods.
That's impressive.
And it works so well, it even keeps your filter clean. Cascade. Roto-Rooter recommended safe for bikes.
Like a relentless week, moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms can keep coming back. Break away to what's possible with Tremfya. With symptom relief as early as 4 weeks, remission at 12 weeks, and lasting remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible healing of the intestinal lining. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and TB. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today.
Egypt's biggest night, the Grammys, live CBS Sunday, February 1st.
New CBS March 4th. Just like sporting events, there's strategy, suspense, and then all for
for a chance to win $1 billion. America's Culinary Cup. New series, CBS Wednesday, March 4th.
Perhaps no American official has spent more time face-to-face with Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro than Roger Carstens. Carstens was America's top hostage negotiator in the Trump and Biden administrations. He freed a total of 65 Americans unjustly held in countries including Russia, Iran, and Maduro's Venezuela. Yesterday, U.S. forces captured the Venezuelan dictator and his wife. Both are in jail in New York tonight, awaiting trial on drug trafficking charges. Over the years, Roger Carstens convinced Maduro to release 20 American hostages. And in that time, Carstens got to know the man who is at the center of U.S. foreign policy tonight. The administration would paint Maduro as a bloodthirsty drug dealer. Is that the man you knew?
I don't think so. And yet, let me answer that by this way. One way I could say I'm not naive to the crimes that were committed by the regime writ large. And if you're the president of a country, you of course have responsibility for what's happening in your government. On the flip side, I would say that being the person in the room with President Maduro, my job was to get Americans back, and that's best done by building a very human relationship. In doing so, I didn't find him to be a bloodthirsty maniac. I found him to be a practice based by his country. When you first heard that Maduro had been captured, what did you think? In a way, I wasn't shocked. I think probably as early as August or September, in watching the different military moves and the diplomatic moves take place, it seemed that unless you were willing to make some sort of deal or accommodation with the United States, I felt that the possibility of Delta Force showing up at 2 a.m. was very real.
Do you believe that the Maduro that you met was an international drug dealer?
From all the information that I've received, I would say no. I think the country clearly touched drugs. And there's information. I always have to be very clear that I might see certain amounts of information, and there's always a special sort of information that I've never seen or never will see due to classification or compartmentalization. But what I witnessed was not someone who's necessarily hardcore in the drug business, and I'll be interested to see in how the prosecution goes about proving the case.
63-year-old Nicolas Maduro was in power 12 years. In 2024, he lost his re-election bid, but remained in power and forced the winner into exile. Maduro ruled Venezuela's 28 million people as an autocrat, imprisoning his opposition and leaving the economy of an oil-rich nation in shambles. Yesterday, the U.S. Department of Justice revealed an indictment of Maduro, accusing him in a so-called narco-terrorism conspiracy.
The investigations aren't easy. They can be stressful, and they can take up a lot of time. This one, 10 plus years.
And yet one of the investigators at the center of the case was Sandy Gonzalez. He served 25 years in the Drug Enforcement Administration, part of that in Venezuela, and investigating Maduro.
Close to 20 years ago, DEA, the Special Operations Division, started looking at high-level drug trafficking in Venezuela. And it eventually led to high-ranking military, police officials in Venezuela, and ultimately government officials.
And Maduro was among them?
Yes.
What was the most significant evidence against Maduro?
It's a state-sponsored drug trafficking organization, so it's a massive conspiracy. And what I mean by that is not everybody is going to be holding the kilos of cocaine. But in a conspiracy, you link everybody together. That's part of the chain. Maduro was part of that chain, first as a Minister of Foreign Affairs and then later as a president. So when you're the president of a country and you are giving the green light to engage in this activity and you're putting people in critical positions as governors, ministers, heads of agencies, and allowing them to carry out these drug trafficking activities, you're just as guilty as the person making the drugs and transporting the drugs.
But is it a matter of Maduro simply looking the other way, or was he enriching himself from the drug trade?
I believe the evidence is going to show he was enriching himself. It was much more than just looking the other way. There was direct involvement.
With Maduro now gone, what, in your view, changes?
The So it was a great step, but Maduro isn't the only person in that government that was involved in drug trafficking. There are still several positions in that government. The job's just started.
Maduro may be gone, but the drug conspiracy remains.
Yes.
Also remaining in Venezuela are a few Americans reportedly held in prisons who were not rescued Saturday morning. Former hostage negotiator Roger Carstens told us that Maduro held and tortured Americans who had been arrested for minor offenses.
You know, everyone had a different story, but the bottom line is that they were arrested for something in Venezuela. And in a few days, they were eventually sent to the intelligence or the military prison in Caracas. Once in prison, it's just that whenever an American was arrested, they would end up being used as leverage.
What did Maduro want in exchange?
You know, I think initially I wasn't sure that he knew what he wanted, but eventually meeting with President Maduro and discussing what it is that he might want, he settled on personal numbers exactly anymore because I'm no longer in the government. But as I understand it, 4 or 5.
In your view, should they have been rescued during this military operation?
I think I would have loved to have seen that. I imagine the challenges of conducting a military hostage raid are significant. The advantage of doing it the other night when we eventually went to get Maduro is that you've already eradicated the air defense capabilities of the Venezuelan military. You've challenged their command and control architecture. So adding on an additional mission of trying to get some hostages out, that might have been doable. But where are they? So since we may not know where all of them are, you could find yourself having hit 2, 3, or 4 objectives, and now you're taking it to a level of complexity that might have been too much for that night. It might have been just enough to get President Maduro, and then after the fact, work on trying to get the release of these remaining Americans.
To release any remaining Americans and run Venezuela, the administration is speaking to Maduro's sane government, now headed by Maduro's loyal vice president, Delcy Rodriguez. The U.S. did not leave troops on the ground, and Venezuela's repressive military, intelligence, and police units are still in place. Yesterday, the president said this about Venezuela's near future.
We're going to run the country until such time as we can do a safe, proper, and judicious transition.
Democrats, including Arizona Senator Mark Kelly, are asking what's next. Yesterday, the president said, quote, "We're not afraid of boots on the ground."
I think right now we run the risk of Venezuela falling into some form of chaos. And who's going to run the country? Is it Delcy Rodriguez? Is it Maduro's handpicked person? Or is it a democratically elected leader? We should be on the side of democracy. I mean, we're the good guys here.
Kelly serves on the Senate Intelligence and Armed Services Committees. Isn't removing Maduro good for U.S. national security?
I think having Maduro out of the country, now in New York, being prosecuted for his crimes, is a positive thing. The big question is just what comes next and who winds up in charge in Venezuela. They weren't thinking ahead here. Now they say they're going to run the country. What does that actually mean? I think this president needs to do a much better job articulating to the American people what is the plan going forward here. And then explain to the American people, what is this really about? Is it about law enforcement? Is it about drug smuggling into the United States? Is it about regime change? Or is it about what the president said 20 times yesterday? This is about extracting mineral rights, oil, from a foreign nation. He hasn't made that clear.
Yesterday,
No, stop doing. I don't like that blanket. No, I'm not doing that shit. Stop fucking doing that shit, bro.
Hey, love the car. What miracle did you want me to perform?
Yo, fucking, come on, yo. Oh, don't you?
his best days alive.
That car's a beaut.
What's up?
This town is just
mid-1980s to the early 1990s, it was the greatest time in the history of America. I finally won the Vietnam War with the help of my sidekick Ho Chi Bat and my Indian spirit guide Wandering Hand. In Exploder, Evacuator Part 2, I marry America and save my family by killing more foreigners. As special needs cop, I became a school teacher to bust a drug ring moving coke through a school for special needs children. I was the biggest. I was the best. Then everything went to shit. I was convicted of a crime I probably didn't commit. So I just spent a few years in the joint. Prison changes a man. But I knew that Vinewood and my fans would be here with me. Hey, Carl, take care of your dick. Freedom, here I come. Where is everybody? Jack's back! it's all about fighting terrorism on computers and drones and women. In the old days, we fought evil using survivor knife sets and steroids. It was a lot better back then. There's one thing I've learned being an action hero movie star. Is that Vinewood never moves on! I'm back, bitches! And there's nothing you can do about it! The 80s are never over. You don't just turn off the 80s!
I'm Rufus Bellows. I just signed Jack as a client. This is our first big meeting. First one, number one. I gotta be honest. I'm a little bit nervous. Every time I gotta meet a star, the nerves get going, because mostly up until now, I've only worked with talking animals and midgets, so, you know. It's time to get pro, baby!
Who is it?
It's Rufus, your agent.
Come in. What do you want?
Whoa, 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 hey, hey, Jack. Jack, whoa, lower the piece, bro. It's me, Rufus. You gonna go make places with me? Remember, I'm your new agent, Jack.
You know, the last one didn't work out so good.
I know a guy that can clean that up for you. Total DNA removal. You know, I should give you a card.
What can you do for me?
And what can you do for me?
Give you some tough love for starts. Are those jars of urine in there?
Hey, stay out of it. I will mow you down.
What's with Crystal's see-through slippers in the chair here? She dead?
She's meditating.
Jack? Jack? I am a huge fan, Jack. I am so excited that you're out of prison. And you're ready to make your comeback. You're gonna claw your ass up that Vinewood signboard. You're gonna take a dump on everybody down below. But if you're gonna do those things, you need to just explain to me what's going on with the puppy.
Hey, this is not a puppy. That's Ho-Chi's sock.
It's like a therapy thing, like a coping mechanism.
Hey, I don't cope. I kill.
Yeah, this is closure. This is closure.
I got it. All right, hey, a little bit of role-playing never hurt anybody, huh? I'm worried about Jack. I'm worried about him, all right? I knew things were bad. I didn't know they were this bad. Jack, I'm the guy that's gonna turn your career around.
His career is just fine, Rufus. You got a problem with that? He's still on top. He's still number one, Rufus. The kid's still number one. Hey,
He's hoarding urine in there. You saw it. He's talking to a sock puppet. He's got these patriotic delusions of grandeur. This is gonna be a fucking gold mine. You smell that? You smell it? You smell it? Home run, baby. Over the fence.
Hey, life's been tough since I left prison and befriended Assad. But Ho-Chi really understands me. And this agent seemed like the kind of guy who could get my career back on track. Making action movies about Asians and East Europeans. Oh, I couldn't wait.
Neither could I.
Now, Jack, I want to talk to you about my fee. It's a little high, but you get what you pay for. 40%. No negotiate.
Oh, no, I want 60%. No less. All right?
Hey, you drive a hard bargain.
Okay.
Great to have you on board.
Way to go.
Don't touch that.
All right, Ochi, okay. We called in the crew of guys that do crime scene cleanup to get all the hoarder stuff out. Jack was not happy to let things go.
Nobody takes my piss.
Nobody takes our pee-pee.
But we finally got the place cleaned up. Yeah, almost.
Hello. After all this women's work, it was time to get down to business.
Rufus, I'd like to pitch my new movie to you.
Okay.
I infiltrated Chinese business, and I bomb all the factories where the kids make the MP3 players,
And I bring all the jobs back to America.
and then I get these Chinese bankers, you know, that keep America's debt hostage.
And I mow them down and I get myself some big pop. And then I say to the fellas, hey fellas!
Jackie, listen. I love the whole sticking to the Chinese angle. But people, you know, they're a bit more sensitive now. The 80s are over, you know?
The 80s are over. I'll say the 80s are over.
The 80s are never over. You don't just turn off the 80s.
Hey, Jackie, okay.
You know, I walk down the street now, people recognize me, people scream out at me.
Baby killer! I never meant to kill that baby!
He's innocent. He thought it was a chicken. Yeah, that's all.
I thought it was a chicken!
That's all in the past now. Sit down. It's all in the past.
How could it be in the past?
In the 80s, I could fly an attack helicopter. I could bomb any peasant village I wanted. And I could feel up any girl that I saw on the street.
They were movies. They weren't real. Now, we got to get you real. I want you living a whole fake life online. That's step number one. We're getting you a Life Invader page. We're getting you a Bleeder account. And I want you posting all kinds of stupid, annoying opinions, okay? So we got them online. And then people started to make negative comments about it. And then we had a major setback. You know what, Jack? If you go around killing every asshole that talks shit on the internet, you're gonna have a few million assholes to kill.
Get some ammo, get some extra body bags, and get extra large popcorn. It's gonna be That's whoa.
That's a quote from when Jack was popular. Yeah. It's a quote from yourself. And you know what? I'm pitching your movie. Nobody's biting.
What if I had a sex scene?
Like this. Hey, you get boom, 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 boom. And she's
Bro.
like a boom, and I'm like a boom.
I'm directing this picture because it's gonna be a #1 hit.
Chinese people, who wants to get killed in a movie?
Get in the car. Let's go.
I was inside a lady.
Imagine. Nothing is so pristine it's as far as the eye can see. Imagine being on the beach every day. But this beach is 400 miles wide and there's no water. Imagine the peace and tranquility of a place utterly devoid of life. Like living on the moon, but with snakes. For millions of years, people lived where the water was. Until now. The Grand Sonora Desert. Come live where there's nothing there.
In 1950, the first Up and Atom restaurant opened. Life was simpler then. The 50s were a sacred time for our nation. Good, clean food, happy, homogenous people, and well-segregated communities. An enemy we understood and could control with the threat of nuclear apocalypse. Such was the excitement of the atomic age. That can-do American spirit is in our DNA at Up and Atom. We invented the triple burger, the 10-slice of bacon triple cheese melt, and extra creamy jumbo shake, and of course, that other cars to eat. We don't succumb to trendy health fads. At Up and Atom, we've kept many of the same menu items. We still serve up all of your weekly saturated fat, salt, and sugar needs in one convenient setting. Up and Atom, food from when we were morally superior.
Come on.
Kung Fu Rainbow Laser Force, the upper middle class superhero team that protects your innocence any way they can. They are Tallulah, Sebastian Caden, Zoe, Quota, and Dirk.
We don't tolerate different.
Fight evil in multicolored skin tight car off spandex. Pow!
I'm happy to wait.
I don't even need to masturbate.
I dare off on the face of justice.
Sex is bad.
And that's good.
Gonna save the neighborhood from sex.
Safety weapon.
It's game time.
Oh, what's this? A fan has run out onto the field and he's not wearing pants. First, meet these. Only A? Time for Sunday Night Football. Get watching, get hungry, get game day deals all season on Uber Eats. Order now in time for kickoff. The NBA is back.
NBC Sports, home of Super Bowl 60, welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
In the 23 years of the AFC North, the Steelers have won the division 9 times, the Ravens 8. These teams have met in a wild card game last year, played in a win or go-home game tonight. Two key stars back for this de facto playoff game. For more on that, here's Melissa Stark. Hi, Melissa.
Both teams, as you said, each getting a key player back in the lineup tonight. For the Ravens, two-time MVP Lamar Jackson, and for the Steelers, two-time All-Pro J. Watt. Lamar as a full participant in practice this week after being sidelined for one game in the past preseason. He said he couldn't do anything last week, but he turned the corner on Monday. I asked him to bring the health of his back. He said it's an A, and that there's no doubt in his mind about what he can do and that he's ready to go. He will be wearing a rib protector tonight, which he hasn't worn since his rookie season. You can see them put the jersey on over it there. He said it will not affect his play. For the Steelers, T.J. Watt returned after missing the last 2 games due to a partially collapsed lung suffered during a dry needling treatment at the team facility last month. He has stopped airing a lot. He told us he knew on Monday that he could play tonight. He'll be wearing padding to protect the incision, but he said he's not on a snap count and he has no limitations.
We'll all be watching, Melissa. Final spot in the AFC tournament to be determined. The winner takes the 4 seed. We're hosting Houston Texans, Chargers, Buffalo to Jacksonville. Congratulations to Denver, the 1 seed, the 5 for wild card. We can hope the days.
Let's go.
This is the 40th all-time team. John Harbaugh and Mike Tomlin, only 12 years in Curly Lambeau have gone head-to-head more often in NFL history. The temperatures in the high 20s. There is minimal wind. There are a ton of terrible towels. And the scene is everything you would ask for.
I see a lot of purple out here tonight.
Pittsburgh won the toss. Defer the option to the second half. So Chris Boswell set to send it away for Pittsburgh. Back deep, Keaton Mitchell, Rasheen Ali, and pair of running backs to get it for the Ravens. Played so many great games. Intense rivalry, based in respect. This game for the championship for the AFC North. And off we go from Western PA. A lot of hang time. Brought back by Mitchell. Close to 30. Shy of 35. Penalty marker to begin this one. Looks like it'll be an even longer field for Baltimore. Sean Smith is our referee tonight. Jordan Third, holding. Receiving team number 27. First down. Here's the Baltimore offense.
Lamar Jackson, Louisville. Derrick Henry, Alabama. Tyler Card, man. Zay Flowers, Boston College. Mark Andrews, Oklahoma. Isaiah Likely, Coastal Carolina. Ronald Stanley, Notre Dame. Andrew Voorhees, USC. Tyler Linderbaum, Iowa. Daniel Favela, Minnesota. Roger Rosegarden, University of Washington.
That line intact all but one game this year. They're the number 1 rushing attack in the NFL. Penalty takes Lamar Jackson and the Ravens back to the 15. Here we go. First play. Henry, right. And Derrick Henry into the open field right away.
Henry!
To the 39-yard line with a flag in the back end of the play. So the man coming off the huge 216-yard gain against Green Bay starts off with a bang, and the Steelers' captain Cam Hayward is injured at the end of it. It's a 47-yard gain if it stands.
During the run, personal foul, legal blindside block, offense number 4. 15-yard penalty. First down.
That's on Zay Flowers, the wide receiver downfield. Flowers asking why. Looked up at the big screen and didn't agree with the call. Let's watch, Chris.
All right, we're hearing from Terry this is not a foul, so we will check that out next. But Derrick Henry, as he's done typically on Sunday night, this guy ends up making huge plays right off the bat. But let's check this penalty here. Flowers on that one.
Terry McCauley, our rules analyst, joins us. Terry?
Yeah, Mike, for taking him the blindside block, he has to be either moving parallel or back toward his own end line. He's moving toward the opponent's end line. This is a perfectly legal block.
And here's what happens to Hayward. He was chasing the play down. This is about 50 yards of running down the field, and his own player, James Pierre, comes down and clips him. He walks off the field with the assistance of the athletic training staff. The ball backed up to the 41-yard line of Baltimore because it's from the spot of the foul. The net gain was 26. And Henry here gets 3 to the 44.
I don't know.
Oh, we'll just settle into this one, huh? It's on tilt from the start. Lamar Jackson, it has been, in his words, a different and weird season. He's missed 4 games, 3 early with a hamstring, last week a back injury that Melissa was talking about. A year with more injuries than incredible plays from the two-time league MVP. He's trying to get his team to the playoffs for the 4th consecutive season. Second and 7. We'll get it to Isaiah Likely, the tight end on the end, one shy of the first down as he's brought down right at midfield. Jalen Ramsey over there, 3rd down coming up.
All right, let's catch our breath here a little bit, all right? And start off with the fact that what did they do right off the bat? They decide they're going to go right after T.J. Watt, right? You're going to at least find out what's happening with him. This man has a collapsed lung. He had surgery. He sort of found his way back into the lineup, and they're going to find out right away. Their plan is to hit him from multiple directions in this run game tonight.
3rd and long one. And it's a keep. Jackson holds it, runs to the edge, and he has the first down. So right away, the tone is set with Lamar Jackson. Faking, keeping, and running.
Well, and this was what we saw when these two teams played before. T.J. Watt and try and take out Henry on this short yardage.
That's out of the 45. Henry with one arm tackle. He'll gain 2 against this Pittsburgh defense.
T.J. Watt, you off.
Cam Hayward, the Ohio State.
Keanu Benton from Janesville Craig High School. Jared Harmon, Oregon. Alex High Charlotte. Patrick Queen, LSU. Malik Harrison, D, Ohio State University. James Pierre, FAU. Kyle Douglas, Lenore Ryan. Jalen Ramsey, Precious Fred. Joey Porter Jr., King in the North.
It's not just Ron coming back, but Brandon Eccles and James Pierre big for this defense. Jackson's throw, Mark Andrews the catch. He's tackled by Malik Harrison. 8-yard line. They're going to